Hello, Facebook. Happy Thursday. It's 1 o'clock. Time for Collaborate to Wins, product knowledge. And we do this every Thursday at 1 o'clock so you can tune in and learn a new thing about products or freight or how to spec it, things to look out for. So I'm happy to share with you today all about my High Point trip. So thank you for tuning in. Hey, Betsy. I was so happy I got to spend some time with you. I hope everything turned out okay. So sorry you had to leave early and, under sad circumstances, but it was great to meet you. I really had fun. So, and I got to say, that was probably my favorite part of the whole trip. Forget all the amazing furniture and everything. It was meeting the Collaborate to Win members in person after, so many conversations either on the phone or, on a Facebook Live or something, or a mastermind that we do on Zoom. There's just something about seeing somebody in 3D and being able to hug them that's pretty cool. And we just had so much fun. I think you get a whole bunch of interior designers together and we're like instant friends. We have so much in common, so much to talk about that it's just fun. So it was great to meet you too, Betsy. So today I was going to share with you a bunch of stuff about High Point, things that I was surprised designers didn't know who I'd been before. And so some basic stuff that I want to share about getting around. Because if you're going to go, it's completely overwhelming. It's huge. The map they came out with this year, I really didn't like it. It's I just couldn't make sense of it. It didn't help me. So I was going by memory, and I've been to High Point probably 3 or 4 times now. So I don't always judge the best distance between buildings. And after you've walked through a showroom, and then you go to another showroom and you walk that showroom, you're pretty tired. I mean, you're exhausted from like all the things you're seeing and like taking it in and trying to think, okay, I could do that for that client. Oh, that'd be good. And then, it's like overload in your brain. It's overload on your feet. So getting around is an important thing to know. So I want to just talk a little bit about the layout and the fact that there's, the main building I would call IHFC, because that's where the transportation terminal is. So even just getting from the airport to High Point, to the main show area, they do an awesome job. I'm so impressed with the amount of free stuff that they offer every buyer, whether you're an interior designer or you have like multiple showrooms. They're very generous in getting you around town. So from any of the 3 main airports, Greensboro is the closest. There's Raleigh and there's, I forget the last one, but the other one. So there's 3 main airports you can fly into, and all 3, they will pick you up in a big shuttle bus and take you to the main terminal at the High Point show. And it costs nothing. If you manage to get your airfare at Greensboro, they just go like on the hour and you don't have to schedule it. If you go to the other 2 airports, they have a few times every day. So you just want to make sure that you look at the schedules for when you can get yourself from the airport to High Point. And they do this to get home too. So you show up at the terminal and they will bus you back to the airport, which saves you, the cab ride or the Uber or whatever it is. So that's awesome. And not everybody knew that. So that's a way to save some money. And, the drivers are people that they vetted. We had some sketchy cab driver and Uber situations. Nothing like that would qualify as dangerous. But one of the girls in our house was getting dropped off from the airport, and I don't remember if it was a cab or an Uber, but the guy got lost and then he backed into another car when he was trying to pull around. And he told her, well, I'll go back and I'll put a note and make sure that we get that taken care of. Okay. So, you know, the buses, they know who they're hiring, so possibly safer. Then getting around to all the different showrooms, which are pretty spread out, some more so than others. There is, I think everybody probably knows the red and green line, which are smaller buses or a trolley that go to certain stops, and each stop has a number, and that's on that confusing map. So on top of that, they also have, and I was very surprised that almost everyone didn't know this existed, there's a Go Anywhere bus, and that's the name of it. That's what they call it. It's a Go Anywhere bus. So that one is a large white van, probably 16 people or something can fit in there, and they will take you anywhere within High Point, within like a 5-mile radius of that transportation center. So if you need to go to one of the, and they call it off the beaten path, showrooms like Theodore Alexander, it's a huge, wonderful showroom, but it's off the beaten path. So you really have to take that Go Anywhere shuttle. French Heritage is off the beaten path. Southern Furniture off the beaten path. So you need to tell them, and you might even have to tell them the address. So make sure that you have the app. The app is amazing, and it has the address there, so you can tell them this is where it is. You know, I looked it up, and they'll get you there. So the Go Anywhere shuttles, so this was the next question. Well, where do we find that? So in the terminal system with all the buses and all that stuff, there's like lanes of them. There's the lane of buses that go back and forth to the airports. There's the buses that take you back and forth to your hotel because they've arranged that. And the hotel ones, they do 3 different times in the morning to pick you up, and they'll do 3 different times at night to get you back there. So, you know, you just have to plan a little bit and make sure that you're back there in time. So the Go Anywhere buses, if this is the main IHFC building, it's like right there. So it's not like stepped back. It's right there towards the end of the building. There's like a little section that it doesn't even say Go Anywhere unless there's a like van sitting there that says the Go Anywhere shuttle, and there's a girl with a clipboard who says, okay, where are you going? And she figures out, okay, we'll put you on this one, or we'll get you on the next one. So that's where you find that, and that's pretty key to get around to those showrooms that are worth going to, but they're a little further out. So I just wanted to share that, and because if you can't get there, you're not going to see it. And thank you guys for joining. I see Roger here and Julie K. Hey, girl, what's up? So I don't know if Luann is going to watch this. I bumped into her for a hot minute, and I did her weekend the weekend before. So this was like back-to-back craziness. Her weekend was awesome. Just a side note, she did a whole Luann live. It's about the conversation with expert after expert, and her little Energizer bunny, like inner energy system, is amazing. Like I don't have that, but so her schedule started 8 in the morning last weekend to 9 o'clock at night the first day, just back to back, keep going. And then on Sunday we started again. I think we got there and like we're in our seats learning by 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. Crazy good. I mean, just so much information. I haven't had time to implement anything because High Point was the next weekend, but now that I'm back, that's what I'm going to do. So I bring this up because I don't know if you guys saw photos, but this worked like a charm. This is the green tutu that got me so much attention. I'm actually shy. I know no one believes this because I'm talking to you on Facebook, but I really am. You have to talk to me first, and then I talk to you. It's just me. It's just how I function. So this tutu got people to say, "Ooh, I love that," and I've paired it with this cute vintage shirt. So I was like all stylish. So, and it's of course the green, her Luann's green. So I ran into her at a cocktail party, and she was just like, oh, I love that. So Luann, I ordered you one from Amazon. It's coming to you May 10th. It shows up in like a tiny bag, and then you open up the bag, and it's like poof. So so you're getting that. Yeah, so that was a fun thing, and it worked so well that I was at a showroom like days later. I'm no longer in tutus. I've got just comfy clothes, and that's very important. Comfy is very important, and what I liked about this was comfy. You could wear that all day. It's like pajamas. And comfortable shoes, absolutely necessary. So days later, I'm at a showroom, and another designer comes by, and she's like, hey, I met you at Luann's thing, and I loved that skirt you were wearing the other day. So days later, I was still getting complimented on that skirt. So so that worked. That was a great investment. That was kind of fun. Okay, so now down to the good stuff, right? The furniture. So one of the reasons you go to High Point is for the ability to pick up possibly the company that you don't have the account with yet, but they give you free samples when you're there. So I'm like looking, this happens to be from Modway, and I was impressed, their price is very like entry level, low price they had a great line of dining room chairs. And what I liked is that they came in like all these different colors. So no, it's not custom. You're not going to get a chance to, send them COM, but they had a good amount of choices of, your standard colors and really funky frames and stuff like that. So the sit was pretty good for the price point. I found like I could spec that. And that was the reason that I wanted to go to their showroom, because when it is one of those lower price points, I don't want it to just fall apart in a couple of years. Like I can't trust a Pier 1 dining room chair to last longer than 2 years in an actual setting that someone's living with. But I think these are a better price and better construction so that it would last longer, because you don't want to just buy stuff that winds up in the landfill. So if you have a budget conscious client, the Modway was really good. So so that was fun. And so I picked up little samples from all the different High Point, different manufacturers, some outdoor things, because they have these lying around and they're like, oh, would you like a set? Yes. So that's why I bring Mr. Rolly Cart, because by the time you're done picking up this sample and that sample and a catalog and a price book, these are heavy. You can't be carrying this around all day. So, at least one day you're going to wind up with all that stuff in this Rolly Cart, and it'll save your back. So, so that's one of the reasons that you go. You go to check it out, see if it's really something that you can spec, get some samples, under your belt to help you sell it, because that will help you sell it more than an image from the internet, because you can tell, well, what pink is that? Is that the millennial pink that we really wanted? Oh, look, it's going to work with the other fabrics that we picked out for the room. So that's one of the perks, that you get to take that stuff home. You have it immediately. If you email them later, they may not know how serious you are. The fact that you flew down, you're staying there, you're serious. You've got your buyer's pass. They're like, yes, we want to help you, because you're obviously kind of like a cut above the rest, because if you don't ever go, are you a serious buyer? Are you somebody who's really going to do some volume with them or even order at all? So they take you more seriously when you go to High Point than when you just call them or email them and ask them for things. So some of the standout vendors, there was so much fun stuff, and it's such a whirlwind. There's always something beautiful to see, and it's like one after the other after the other. So one of the standout things I would say is, and this is odd for me to say, but Stanley. They had disappointed me the past couple markets with their new entry level stuff. And it turns out that they were going through like a transition of moving their manufacturing. So they now have their own manufacturing plant that it's just them, it's just theirs. So they're lowering their price. What? They're going to be more competitive with like universal pricing. And they're going to be able to have better stock control, things like that. And so they introduced a whole bunch of new collections. And one of their new kids line is called, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Oh my gosh, I really am drawing a blank. It's their kids line, and it is Stone and Lay. So Stone and Lay has, all the cribs and the twin beds and all that, smart furniture for kids. And they just introduced this upholstery line that I looked at the price and I sat on the furniture and I'm like, what's the catch here? Because it was really comfortable. The standard cushion is a spring down cushion. It sits really nice. It hit me well. It was pitched the right way. There's no choice in fabric. It is what it is. The arm is the arm. The fabric is the fabric. It's not custom at all, but it was comfortable. The fabrics they chose were very neutral. The sofas, chairs, ottomans were very, basic standard stuff. So for someone that has a really tight budget, oh my gosh, this is like the perfect thing for them. I would honestly buy it for my own home, for like the basement or another room. Like it really sat that well. There was one sofa that had the gray fabric that everyone's choosing right now, a little textured looking linen-y kind of cottony blend, with silver nail heads, a really nice tailored arm. That was the other thing, the tailoring on it. I was so impressed. Like I can't even say, because the price point was like, I shared it with our private group, the pictures and the amounts, and everyone's like, what's wrong with this picture? Did they forget to put a 1 in front of that? Or is this only pricing for, until Friday because it's the special market thing? It's not. It'll be on their website shortly. So their website's getting all redone and updated, and so it will be there. So check it out, because wow, like it was comfortable. I can honestly say, and I'm fussy. You can't get much by me, so I'm gonna pick it apart. What else? So I saw, it's kind of funny. I'm a baby from, I'm a 1976, right? That's when I was born. So I grew up with that like orange color everywhere, and it is back. I saw orange velvet and definitely orange leather in kind of that, not super orange, a little earthy orange. So that was one of the colors that I kept seeing in places. And I saw a bunch of kind of like toned down yellows. Hey, Terry, good to see you here. Thanks for joining. So yellow goes really well with gray. So so the grays and the orange really pop off of the yellow. So I was seeing a bunch of that. That millennial pink that they're calling it, or blush pink, or whatever you want to call it, definitely saw a ton of that. What other colors? Fluffy fabrics. The fluffy fabrics are still out there, and also really plush, chunky chenilles, like yummy fabric that you just want to like, ooh, cuddle with. American Leather has, I haven't seen their furniture in so long, but now that I have this buying group and we have the account, I went and I did the tour. I looked at all the frames. They have a million options. So in one of the showrooms, they did this really fluffy chenille fabric and a memory foam cushion. I laid down on this chaise and I did not want to get up. I mean, my feet hurt too, but I'm like, can you bring the rest of the showroom here? Because I'm really comfortable. So that was super, super comfortable. What else did I notice? I mean, I'm really kind of sick of this overly distressed washed out, brushed finish wood furniture. It's everywhere. They're starting to warm it up at least. It's not as gray, driftwood cold. It's at least getting more towards a walnutty color. So, yeah, Terry, the group is working out really well. What was super cool was as I'm walking through all these different showrooms, I can say, you know what, I can order from them and I can order from them and I know I'm going to get a good price and I can, like, I have now access to so many good vendors at such a good price. I'm like, this is awesome. You know, if I just want to order a couple accessories from this company, I can, because we figured out a way around their system. So, so it's really working out. Everyone's pretty much happy, so that's good. Well, I mean, I wish I could tell you like everything I saw, but it's a wash of like so much, so much. What else? There are definitely like things that have been trending for a while are still there. The lucite legs, still popular. Gold, absolutely popular. I was impressed with Uttermost and Revelation, to the trade. They combined forces with, I believe the name is Hadley, and it's impressive. It's very high style. And I was just kind of impressed with every showroom I went in. So that was kind of fun. And then of course, you know, meeting up with everyone and being able to have cocktails or, you know, nibble on food and just, you know, say, how is business for you? Or, oh, you're niching in this, and figure stuff out. So, and oh, you know what I also noticed in almost every single showroom? So sectionals, we love sectionals. Everybody wants a sectional. So one of the new pieces, I forget what they call it. It's like, instead of a normal chaise that just comes out, this one is more of a funky shape. It kind of goes out a little bit and then angles and then comes back in. So it's almost a wedge, but it's also a chaise. It's like a new thing that I have to learn the name of because everybody's doing it. It was kind of fun because you could get, you know, more people in that corner, or maybe you and the big dog could spread out on this new shape that everyone's doing. And CR Lane, I always love their stuff. It's so comfortable. It's so easy to sell because you know that is going to sit wonderfully. They had a new sectional with this really big arm. It was probably, it might be 18 inches wide, and it was purpose built for like a little kid or even adult to sit on. And I thought, you know, that's also going to be the spot the little dogs wind up on, is this flat track arm that's like wider on one end than anywhere else, because it became like another seat because people were sitting on the track arms anyway, so why not make it a little deeper? So that was a neat sectional too. So I didn't organize my thoughts. I didn't even write notes. I just figured it's all in here. I just have to remember and tell you about it. So yeah, it's a great experience. If you are trying to sell furniture and learn about it, High Point, you have to go. You just have to go. It's an expense, but it is worth it. So get yourself to the October market because that's the next one coming up. They introduce a lot of new product, new collections in April, and then they might introduce a couple new pieces in October, but it's another opportunity to see what was introduced in April. So the October market is a little bit more more calm, I would say, like less busy. And I might be going to that one too. We'll see. We'll see how it works. But so that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And if you like what you see, you can always share it. And I will be saving this video so you can watch it later if you didn't get a chance to see me live. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your week.